So we've made it to the end of March 2021, which means two things. First up, we got another Blu-ray haul, and the second thing, we've officially been in lockdown for a whole year. So just looking at my stuff here now, I think it's the first month in God knows how long I have not bought a pop vinyl. I was quite surprised here when I actually looked at my list of stuff I bought. I'm like, okay, there's not a single pop vinyl in there. But there is two NECA figures. So let's start it off with the first NECA figure I picked up this month. The Alien from Aliens. I actually had a ranking the other day, but I finally made my way through the Alien franchise, and it took me 3 years now. I'm saying 3 years. I mean, I bought the box set 3 years ago, and it took me about a month and a half to get through all the movies, but finally made my way through them, and had to pick up the Alien. I can't really see with the glare, but it's got the egg, it's got the face hugger, it's got the smaller version, and then it's got the bigger version. Really excited to open this one up and put it with my collection, because honestly, after watching them, I love the Alien franchise, and I picked up an Alien, so I had to pick up a Predator. One of the reasons I picked it up as well is one of the comic stores here in Dublin had a 25% off everything sale. I said, okay, well, I'm going to get it eventually. I might as well get it now that it's on sale. And that one there is another cool looking NECA figure. It's, of course, the Predator. Really, really loves the Predator. Unlike Alien, I've seen the Predator movies loads of times. I've been watching them for probably 6-7 years now. So it's pretty cool now. I have a pop vinyl of both, and I have a NECA figure of both. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't even know what other NECA figures I could get. I think the Nun I was thinking of getting. But I can't think of anyone else in the NECA range that I'm going to get as a NECA figure. I'll probably see one eventually in the store and go, that's it there. But as of right now, I can't think of any other NECA figures I haven't picked up yet that I'd want to get. Who knows? There probably is one that's fairly obvious, but haven't thought of it. And then in terms of Blu-rays, there's not a lot here. There's a small amount. There's two box sets that make it look a lot bigger. But other than that, there really isn't much. The big box set that makes it look pretty big is I finally picked up the Torchwood box set. I've wanted this box set for about 3 years, maybe 2 years. And I keep going to Amazon, waiting for the price to drop down. I said, you know what, just pick it up. You really want to watch it. So I picked it up. I've only actually watched episode 1 because I was making my way through Superstore. Now that I've finished Superstore, Torchwood is the next series I'm going to make my way through. But episode 1 was honestly really, really good. I'm excited now to continue with it because Captain Jack, I think, is fantastic. And I can't remember her name, but she was in Journey's End, the season finale of season 4, and that whole storyline with Torchwood made no sense because, of course, I hadn't seen Torchwood. That kind of stuff came out of nowhere. But now, after watching it, I'd say Journey's End will make a lot more sense. Well, just with their storylines, anyways. As well, I watched The Room for the first time this month, which is god awful. So I also picked up The Disaster Artist because I've wanted to watch this for a while. My cousin said you gotta watch The Disaster Artist, so I said okay, I will. But he said you gotta watch The Room first, so I wanted to watch this the other day. But I was thinking, okay, you do have to watch The Room first, so I watched The Room, then I watched The Disaster Artist, and this movie is it's brilliant. James Franco does an amazing performance. He's a fantastic actor, especially in this movie. Honestly, it's phenomenal. If you've seen The Room, I highly recommend you watch The Disaster Artist. Also, Zavi had a 4K sale, so I picked this one up along with another one, but I picked up Pet Sematary. This is the original one from 89. I want to say this. So yeah, 1989. This is actually one I've actually never seen before. After watching it though, I feel like the characters are a lot more fleshed out in this movie. I feel like this movie as a whole is a lot more fleshed out than it is with the 2019 remake. The only thing I think the 2019 movie has over this one is not only special effects, because it's what, 40 years? Like, not only special effects, but I think the actors are better in the remake. But this movie as a whole, if you take away all that, I think this movie is stronger. I feel like one of the things I felt like this movie, it doesn't feel like their actual homes. It all feels like a set, which of course again it is an older movie, but this movie, it is pretty good. I feel like if I do want to watch Pet Sematary, I will go and watch this one rather than the other one as well. The character of the mother's sister who was in the remake, but not really, I can't remember, Zelda I think her name was, but she is fucking creepy as shit within this movie. So that is going to be my definitive Pet Sematary moving forward, but I do own both of them on Blu-ray. Is this our only new release of the month? I think it is. New release, We got Soul on 4K. I really love this movie. I go back and forth between this and The Invisible Man from last year, but I haven't actually rewatched this one since Christmas Day, since seeing it on Disney Plus, because I've wanted to watch it on 4K because our internet here isn't really strong enough to support 4K. So I picked this one up. I haven't actually given it the rewatch yet, but I will be watching it soon enough because honestly, this movie is a phenomenal movie, and I'm really excited to watch it on 4K. Another Disney movie I picked up, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. This is one that I actually had fun with this one. I think it's better than the first one, but this is purely just to have my Disney live action collection completed. I also had Christopher Robin and Dumbo come in, but they both were advertised as having the slipcover, which is the reason I'm picking them up, is for the slipcover. I've also got Cinderella to name one off the top of my head that has this slipcover. But Dumbo and Christopher Robin both didn't come with the slipcover, so I sent it back. But I really like that slipcover. I think it's better than that one there by a landslide. I love these slipcovers, so picked up Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I haven't given it the rewatch yet. I have no real itch to go back and watch it anytime soon. But now I own it. Also, I picked up this in 4K. This was an upgrade in 4K. I had it on Blu-ray. I picked up La La Land on 4K. I fucking love this movie. I wanted to rewatch it, but I didn't want to rewatch it on my Blu-ray, so I picked it up in 4K because it's been one I had been meaning to upgrade for quite some time now. So upgraded to 4K. I think not only is that slipcover just 10 times better than the other one where it's them doing their dancing, I think that gorgeous purpley colour of the City of Stars, honestly, gorgeous 4K, gorgeous slipcover, and it's one that I'm definitely would recommend anyone to upgrade their copy to 4K because it's just, honestly, it's just stunning. And then actually I'll go to this one because I was watching La La Land and they mentioned Rebel Without a Cause within that movie. I have never seen Rebel Without a Cause. I still haven't watched it. It only came in the other day. But I picked up the complete James Dean collection. This includes East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. Really, I'm looking forward to watching these because everyone knows James Dean. He's got one of those names that you just know. But I've actually never seen him in anything. I've never seen him in anything whatsoever. I know he's getting a movie next year or the year after, but it's not about his life. It's someone is playing James Dean within the movie. So it's someone acting as someone else acting. So it's a bit weird. But my mum has always loved James Dean. So even as a kid, I knew the name. So now I'll be watching 3 of his movies, and I'm quite excited to rewatch them, or not rewatch them, watch them for the first time. But one that will be a rewatch is The Boy. I only watched this the one time last year before the sequel came out, which the sequel was god awful. But I honestly thought this one was fine. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. I kind of thought it was just a fine horror movie, and I got it for a cheap enough price. I said, you know what, I'll buy it and give it the rewatch as well. It's got Lauren Cohan, and I love Lauren Cohan. So I picked up The Boy on Blu-ray. Haven't given that one a rewatch yet either, but it's in my watch pile to watch. And then I picked up probably one of my favourite romantic comedies of all time, When Harry Met Sally. I love both of these people in this movie. I think they're phenomenal. They never feel like actors to me in this movie. They actually feel like two people just living about in New York City. Honestly, if you have not seen When Harry Met Sally, I 100% recommend you watch this because it's a phenomenal movie. I've seen it 3 times now, I want to say. I was in New York back in May 2019, and I did a tour called When Harry Met Seinfeld, and I went around showing all these places, and we got to see a bit of When Harry Met Sally, just some of the locations. Honestly, it's a movie that if you hadn't seen it, I cannot recommend you watch this enough. And as I said, I got the Pet Cemetery on Zavi 4K deal. Also picked up, which I was really glad I came with a slipcover, Watchmen. I haven't seen Watchmen since 2014, maybe 2015. I know it was before Justice League came out, but honestly I don't remember when. And I just wanted to pick it up again and give it the rewatch, especially because it's 4K. I haven't seen it in so long. I actually, honestly, for the life of me, I can't remember anything about this movie. I don't know what the story is. I don't remember who the villain is. So this is probably going to be it's a first time watch now because I cannot remember anything about it. But as you can see, it's still in the plastic. I haven't actually had the ambition to go back because, as it says on the back, it says it is where does it say, 215-minute movie. So what's that, 3.5 hours? And I haven't really found the time to sit down and watch a 3.5 hour movie. But I imagine if sometime this month, if not next month, I will be watching Watchmen, and I'm looking forward to watching Watchmen. Picked up the Resident Evil collection. We're getting a new one this year, and I knew virtually nothing about this movie series, so I watched the first 2 as of right now. I was taken back by them being zombies. I thought the first one I thought the first one was fine. The second one I thought was a lot better. I kind of liked it. The first one you're stuck in a location, but the second one you're in a city. And I love all these movies where you see the cities after like apocalypse happens and it's like completely destroyed, and like just say 28 weeks later, which I watched last month, I think. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Walking Dead, just to name a few. I love those kind of atmospheres of cities being destroyed, post-apocalyptic vibes. So Resident Evil, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of them, but honestly, I'm in no hurry to watch them. The new ones will come out till November, so I will watch them whenever. I'll watch them probably within this month, probably get it done. But the Resident Evil collection, it was cheap enough as well, so couldn't really say no. Last one up is Taken Trilogy. I haven't seen these in years. Actually, no, I'm saying that I did watch 1 and 2 over the past week. 3 is next on my list, but I haven't seen them since Taken 3 came out, which is, what does it say here? 2014? Yeah, 2014, 2015, whatever it was. I haven't seen them since then. I seen Taken years before that, but I hadn't seen Taken 2. So when Taken 3 came out, I rewatched Taken 1, Taken 2, and then Taken 3. And I just, honestly, I haven't really had an opinion. What can you do? So I haven't really had an opinion on them because it's been so long since I watched them. So now, watching one, I would honestly say the first one is easily one of the best action movies of the last 20 years. And then the sequel, I think, is a fantastic follow-up. It really continues the story on from the first one really well. And I can't really remember what the third one's about. So I'm looking forward to rewatching the third one and seeing what the hell is going to happen in there, because I can't remember. I remember a lot of people hating the third one. I don't know why. But I'll be watching this in the next few days, if not tonight, because I do want to see how this trilogy wraps up. So that is my entire Blu-ray slash NECA figure haul for the month of March. Let me know what you picked up in the comment section down below. Let me know what your favorite thing that I picked up this month is, what you're going to be picking up in the month of April. As of right now, I've got two things coming in. I've got Doctor Who Season 8 on Blu-ray Steelbook, and then I pre-ordered today the I Know What You Did Last Summer collection, because the one came out last year. I didn't get it for some reason, so there's a new one coming out. I pre-ordered that one because I do want that collection. So there will be something you'll be seeing next month. But if you want to see my haul next month, click that subscribe button so you can come back and see my haul for April 2021. And as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to go fix those lights now.